of wines, spirits, and beers. Plus, totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find. Only at Total Wine & More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Hello.
Angela, we have to break up.
But why?
Because you're a robot and I'm just a guy trying to get better internet.
It's Aloe Fiber, isn't it? I always knew you wanted faster speeds. My contract isn't good enough for you.
Face it, Angela, they let me talk to real people.
Press 4 to break my heart. Oh wait, you already did.
Visit aloefiber.com to switch today.
Mike, the insurance company wants us to replace the roof.
Wait, what? I thought everything was fine.
Yeah, it says right here our roof is too old and they won't be able to cover us anymore.
I guess it is 15 years old. Hi, I'm Austin with Roofing Service Company. We help homeowners with their roofing and siding projects. Financing options are available, and we can get you under a new roof no time at all. If this sounds like you, visit roofingservicecompany.com. That is roofingservicecompany.com.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Tailored Landscapes is actively preparing for spring. Things like new tree orders, getting equipment ready, and training staff to serve you the best they can. If you haven't already planned, now is the perfect time to figure out a maintenance plan for your yard. Tailored Landscapes is on the brink of spring cleanups for all their existing customers, and they have limited spots available. They trim trees and shrubs when needed and only mulch proper amounts. Give Tailored Landscapes a call at 402-432-2572 to set up a meeting with one of their designers and stop by the Tailored Life store in Bennett.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free. So visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at PAHLincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Coming at you live from the 93.7 The Ticket studio in the heart of Lincoln, America. Youth Football 101. Get a peek into the world of youth football in the state of Nebraska with Tank Perry of the Nebraska Red Wolves 7-on-7 Youth Football. This is Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What it do? Another week.
Another one, yeah.
Here we are. You're here with, I'm your man Tank from Lincoln Youth Football, Paramount Football Academy, Nebraska Red Wolves, and my man Jim from Lincoln Youth Football, who worked with Lincoln Public Schools. And so, Jim and I have become friends over the last few years. And so it's always an honor to be in here with him because he's just a wealth of knowledge when it comes to the game, when it comes to the city, when it comes to the people. And so today I just wanted to be him and I so we could really kind of talk about what to expect and obviously some other unexpected things that always generally come up.
Right.
We'll figure it out. And then Jackson, we appreciate you taking the time to be here.
Of course.
I want to give shout out to Sauter Heyman. for the text line. And that number, if you want to text in and you have any questions, text in to
402-464-5685.
I like how Jackson's got the point ready. He's on it this time.
And then obviously Edward Stone, we appreciate him. And then the Character Chronicles in support of which. And then obviously Lincoln Youth Football, Mike, hope you're listening, our commissioner and all the other folks on the board that work so hard to bring Lincoln Youth Football to us, right?
Sure.
So this is all things youth football 101, something we created about a year ago.
Yeah.
Backed by top popular demand. We really enjoyed it, and we were happy to know people wanted us to come back again. So here we are. So let's start the top of the hour off just kind of like.
Let's break back a little bit.
Okay, so
right?
we'll go backwards.
You just mentioned our friendship.
Yes.
I want to take a couple minutes to talk about why we work so well together.
Okay, let's go.
So I'm going to start with a question for you.
All
right. We talk about how you're involved with all these different things in football, right? And we talked last week about how when Kwame was here, he talked about how he was my director of coaching at Allo for a while when we first started. Right. When I took over, I took over just because at the time Dan Weber was ready to step out. Right.
Okay.
But Shannon came in and helped. And the way that he helped me was finding the new purpose at Leon's at the time, right?
Absolutely.
And the way he did that was by starting with, what is your why? So let me ask you first, what is your why, Tank? Why do you do what you do for the youth of Lincoln?
Well, first of all, I have to give a shout out to the Lord who sits high and the Almighty. Obviously it's been something that he's been dealing with me on for years. It's odd that you say that because, being an officer in the military, being in the military, being an executive for the auto industry for so long, 25 years, I really enjoyed that lifestyle. I enjoyed dressing from head to toe. I enjoyed the boardroom meetings. I enjoyed just that lifestyle. However, it's never been what God's had for me. Like every time I can remember, 95, worked with kids. I remember 99, worked with kids. I remember when my son Rob and Jade were running track and playing football, worked with kids. But it was always that gravity. I was just, Robin and I were talking today, earlier, because we got a tournament going on in Council Bluffs at the Iowa Plex Center. And he and I were talking, and somehow it came up that there was one time that I was bringing snacks and food and helping the girls with Jade's track program, Track Houston, who she was just stunning for, and that whole program was amazing. But I remember every time that I set up, there were at least 30 girls that would be under the tent. So I had to set up for those girls and bring food for those girls, knowing that they were going to be there. And so when you talk about my why, I think it's my ministry as a whole, but it's my type of ministry. A lot of people don't know that I actually am a licensed minister from 1 million years ago. I felt that I had that calling. However, after actually preaching and teaching at the university, I can tell you that's not it for me. But there's just something about the youth. It's something about the innocence of and watching these kids differently, knowing you never know who the next big thing is, and being that person that provides that vehicle for them.
That spark.
Because we're a conduit, right?
Yeah.
We are not. I mean, I know a lot of coaches think they're the man.
Wait, hold on.
Go ahead.
You're not telling me that at 10 years old you can walk out and say this kid's going to be the next big thing?
You cannot.
You sure?
You listen. It might be the clumsy kid in the corner with 2 left feet, right? And 10 thumbs. You just don't know. But when it's your ministry, when it's your purpose, right? When you go to bed thinking about them and you get up thinking about these kids, or thinking about, like, I think about Lincoln as a whole all the time.
Right.
Everybody knows that. When it comes to these sports, when it comes to football, how can I, at the grassroots level, because I'm not very, very good and I don't play very well when it's too constricted. But when I go at the grassroots level and think about how can I help Lincoln? How can I help kids develop? How can I find a way that even though I have my own stuff going, which everybody knows, how am I the guy that everybody knows that stays in the middle and I find neutral ground? And so my why is if I can continue to be a vessel for these kids to help them to become young men and young women, and to be able to handle stress better and to be able to handle failure. And 75% of what they do doesn't turn out what they need to do, and they still are able to be super positive. That's my why and that's my purpose. And so I'm able to get up every morning without hesitation and thinking matter of fact, I don't care. I don't like the admin stuff, right? But
yeah, that's not fun at all.
That's not fun. But how can I create it so everybody is doing what they need to do? So I thank you for that question. But at the end of the day, my why is why not? Like, why not you? Right? I think the club hero adapted that. A young linebacker that made it to the pros that no one thought he was going to. He was in the pros for a little while, and he has a hero sports, and he calls it "Why Not You?" And that's kind of it. What I used to tell my daughter for years, well before I knew that quote, is "Why not you?" Right? And it brings up something, and I'm gonna leave it here, but because it's really for the next segment. Today in that tournament, when I started these tournaments that are all over Nebraska now, the 7-on-7, which at a time there was nothing happening other than two great programs taking kids to get super experience away from Nebraska. But when I started the landscape here, the point being, I was watching 10-year-old kids this morning, Jim. When I started it, kids at that age could barely catch. Now I'm watching them run routes, and I'm talking from all teams. Carroll, Iowa. I was watching the Red Wolves. I was watching Select Elite. I was watching Spirit Elite. I was watching the team out of South Dakota. These are 10-year-old, and they are going and getting it. I mean, in the air, falling down, giving their bodies, readjusting on the fly, coming off the line, popping, and these kids were getting it. And I just remember, I can't remember who I was talking to on the phone. I'm commentating and screaming because watching these kids all get after it on these two fields. That's the why. Because before that, most of Nebraska had to wait until 10th grade or 11th grade to develop. And now I know when these kids who are in 10U, right, develop, it's going to be insane, the level of football in Nebraska, because I don't look at a lot of what we do other than football itself as a sport. It's just off-season training. So that's kind of a long answer to that's my why. My why is because it's my ministry, but I genuinely care about all of these kids in Nebraska, specifically my hometown, Lincoln, Nebraska, that I rep. How can we get them to be better football players and better men and women?
There you go. There you go. Wow. That was
Thank you, Lord. I don't know where all that came from, but yeah, it's true though. I mean, that's it. And
right.
So it's insane. I know for a fact I have people in Iowa and Texas that watch the show that know me, that can testify who I am. South Carolina that, call me after the show, but it is really about the kids for me. It is not about the W.
Sure.
It's not about anything except for how can we make these kids better.
Well, we've discussed before what it means to win, right? Yeah. We discussed, we've talked about it. I start every player or every parent meeting every season with, I don't care how many games your kid wins. If we're doing our jobs correctly, the wins will come, right? The reason why I'm asking you about your why is because where you have yours, everything you do, which we appreciate everything you do, right? Statewide, nationwide, if we're being totally honest, right? Then you have me on this side, right? When Kwame asked me years ago what my why was, I had no idea, right? I went to a Capital City youth coaching clinic when Tate, my son, who's now a senior, was a fourth grader, right? Because I had been coaching my oldest daughter in soccer forever, played football in high school, right? wasn't, but I knew what I wanted, right? I took the soccer model that I used with the director of coaching, with the way coaches communicated, with the way they worked with the kids, and I transformed it into football.
Yes.
Right. Karen, my wife, and I were talking this morning about why we do this, right? We don't have free time anymore, right? We have, you were talking, it's funny, you're talking about your ministry.
No.
We've actually had conversations with our pastors that you won't see us in the fall, right? We are at the park on Saturday getting everything ready for concessions, right? We're at the park at 6:30 a.m. on Sundays. We don't leave till 7 p.m. So we don't have time. But that's okay, because this is our ministry. Taking care of these kids is our ministry. I was going through doing my reading this morning, and Tony Robichaud was a baseball coach back in the day. And I'm gonna read this quote here because it's really important. It says, when I meet my maker and I stand before Jesus, and he asked me for an accounting of my life regarding the thousands of young men and women that I was charged with leading during my time, God won't ask me how many All-Americans I produced. What he will ask me is how many players, won't ask me how many All-Americans I produced, but how many I put, or how many I put in the majors. But what he will gauge my worthiness on is by how I prepared those young men and women to be community leaders, husbands, wives, fathers, and mothers.
Exactly.
That's huge.
It's huge.
Right?
It is.
And we talk all the time about the difference in coaching, right? The difference between transactional coaching and transformative coaching, right? Back in the day, when we were coached, you got praise for doing well. There was a transaction between you and your coaches. Why, you got the attention if you did well. It didn't mean you had to be the star.
No.
Just meant that you had to work.
Yes.
But what that means on the other side is if you didn't do well, you caught it, right? There's consequences.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do now with the coaches is it's more of I'm not really one to say it, but I'm going to say it. It's a relationship thing, right? We love these kids. These kids hopefully someday love us, right? I had I guess on the personal side, I had a young man that I coached in flag football. He wasn't ever big enough to play tackle, right? Friend of Tate's, coached him kindergarten through 4th grade in flag football. Hadn't spoken to him since. Didn't even know where he went to high school. He left today for the Marines. His graduation party was last night. I still got an invite.
That's crazy.
That's what it's worth.
Yeah.
So I want to say, Caleb Epp, I was working last night, so I didn't make it to your grad party, but I'm really proud of you, kid.
Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah.
So I think we've covered that. Let's move past this stuff, right?
Because
let's talk about what we have going on.
Yeah, because it's really exciting. And there's the tie-in of why people and why more people should come out. And I'll lead with this. I got here in 2007 to Nebraska, coming from Texas. Huge football environment. I've been involved in it for many, many years. And I got here, and up until I became involved through Justin and
Justin White at
Justin
Elks.
White for Elks, and Henry Livingston, Crash, who's like a son of mine. It wasn't until 2000, when did I come on board? If this is 21, 22,
yeah, around there.
Only one time had I ever been invited out to LYF. And it wasn't exactly explained. Went out, looked at his kid play for about 5 minutes and left. Which is why we're going to have this part of the segment in talking about whether you have a child or not, if you enjoy football, right, at any level. And if you want to see the future stars of Lincoln youth football, of Lincoln high schools, regardless of what high school they go through,
or of the Lincoln community,
or the community at large, right? Here are the reasons why we're going to talk about that you need to come out there and what you can expect. because it's not like anything that most people have ever seen.
No.
There are 5 fields and 5 different divisions going on at one time, and the place is packed.
Soon to be 7 fields,
Soon to be
hopefully.
7. Yeah. We're close.
We're working on it.
So that's crazy that you can see 3rd graders and 5th graders and 6th graders and 7th graders and 8th graders play on different fields, and you can watch them grow and develop. So that's one thing in Texas that we did. And I am no longer in Texas for almost 20 years now. But the point is that we watch these kids develop all the way. And the one thing that I would like to see more of, which is why we're going to talk about this, is if you're just in the community, you like football, don't wait for the next guy to come to the University of Nebraska. Don't wait till you see the kid on TV you like. How about investing in your own community and your own kids and coming out and seeing what's going on out there? Because it's a beautiful facility, plenty of things to eat. One of the best places to eat on Sunday. It's great. I mean, the food is amazing. And even coming up,
Another shout out to Karen.
She just does a great job out there. And then even with 7-on-7 that starts in a couple of weeks. What days it start?
We start. So if we're starting 5v5 on the 27th, we'll start the next day. So we'll start the 28th of May.
28th of May.
Games will start. Yeah.
Games. So the point is that our community needs to come out and see these kids and see this talent developing, opposed to just waiting for them to come to the high school.
Sure.
Anyway, so what does a day look like at the park?
Well, let's walk through. We always get questions. So, you and I were talking. This is a great opportunity for us to discuss why we do things the way we do down there, and not even on the football side.
Right.
Let's talk about a day at the park. If you're bringing your child, if you're bringing your grandchild, niece, nephew, whatever, if you're coming to watch, okay. It was almost 6 years ago now. Yeah, that we started charging at the gate. Okay?
Yes.
Now, that doesn't always work for everybody, right? And gate fees go up a little bit. We're not raising them this year, right?
We're trying not to.
No, but the fact of the matter is that it says on our sign as you walk into the park that gate fees go directly to our scholarship fund.
Yep.
Right? Most people don't understand Lincoln Youth Football, while we keep our fees low compared to other select sports, right? And LYF isn't select, but compared to other options, when you're considering that LYF provides your helmets, provides your shoulder pads, provides your uniforms, your pants, everything. The only thing that our parents have to provide is mouth guards, sometimes girdles, right? The underlayment, and cleats. And a lot of us have extra cleats. We were just talking about that this morning. We have players that when they leave, they donate their stuff back.
And they're new
right
at the time.
Yeah. Hardly used. We're gonna have cleats at camp tomorrow, which we'll talk about camp in a little bit.
Do I need to bring my bag out cleats out there?
If you'd like to, we can have them. Hey, let's real quick. We'll come right back. Jackson's telling me we need to take a little bit of a break. So let's take a break and we'll come right back.
Done.
Keep summer green with Judson Baleen and Judson Irrigation. More than 40 years ago, Judson Irrigation started taking in orphans. Lawn sprinkler systems installed by a quickie, cheapy summer job, install them and forget them outfit long forgotten. Call Judson Irrigation. They'll never forget you.
Keep summer green. Call Judson Irrigation 402-420-6277 or judsonirrigation.com.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Hey there, fellas. It's your girl Jordan with Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Allow me to get a bit sappy. For women, jewelry isn't just a gift. It's a timeless symbol of love and appreciation. You have to get this right. No fleeting trends or gadgets will make the impact. Every time she wears it, every time she gets a compliment, you win. Trust me, guys, you'll get your money worth. Until next time, this is Jordan at Sartor Heyman Jewelry. Happy shopping, guys.
What's it take to be a mentor with big brothers, big sisters? It takes 30 minutes and a cup of coffee. A video game, best 2 out of 3. It takes sharing thumbs up emojis, clapping emojis, and loaded nachos at halftime. That's how you make an impact on a young kid's life. So go on, share a few hours a month, because mentorship may sound huge, but the truth is, it takes little to be big. To learn more, volunteer, or donate, go to bebignow.org.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription, or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Hey farmers, if you don't already, you need to get to know the guys at Boyk Farm Outfitters. If you're ready to turn your sprayer into a money-saving smart machine, they can hook you up. If you just want to get your chemicals from some good guys that care about your operations goals, they want to chat. They work with progressive growers all over eastern Nebraska to assist with equipment upgrades and input options. Boyk Farm Outfitters is equipping the modern farmer. Check them out at Boyk, B-O-E-C-K, farmoutfitters.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solutions offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions on 2024 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call today at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between, we'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Let's continue on.
Yeah.
Right. So we were talking about how we charge $5 at the gate. Now, when you come in, if you don't have a player there or you're bringing your family, you're supporting our scholarship fund. Okay. We offer up to 50% scholarships for players that can't make it for tackle football. Unfortunately, we can't do it for 7v7 and 5v5. We're trying, right?
We're working on it.
But summer ball, we don't charge to get in.
Right.
Okay. Staffing and everything else. The fact of the matter is, with the changing of times, with how much equipment's costing, with how much uniforms are costing, with how much officials are costing, which you doing these tournaments, those guys have no problem in asking for more money all the time. We love them. We're glad to have them. Luke Derwitz, we love what you do for us. Just letting you know, the prices are exorbitant, but that's okay. But that's why we charge the gate, right? Then you come in, and you're exactly right. We have 5 fields. We're working on getting 7. For those of you that don't know, we're in the middle of a fundraising initiative now to get our full-size fields built. More on that to come soon, but we're working on it. Like you said, the concession stand, right? I don't say this enough. My wife, Karen, is a rock star.
She's a rock star.
Okay. We were talking about this last night. During the season, and now that we're starting up again, this woman works 80, 90 hours a week between doing her full-time job, between getting everything ready, between finding people. I'm going to tell you right now, Tank, I made the mistake of forgetting to tell Karen that we had your Mother's Day tournament this week.
Ooh.
And Karen, I apologize.
Ooh.
I will say it to the world. I was so busy with this camp tomorrow that I completely spaced it. No matter how many times Mike reminded me, but she's holding it down. She's getting it ready. We're going to have concessions there. It's going to be great.
She's rare.
Yes, she is. Yes, she is.
Here's the issue, which is amazing. Not only does she tolerate and become a part of sports and youth sports and high school and all the things that you do, she turns around and she is there start to finish every Sunday and all Wednesdays, all of the ordering, the whole 9 yards. That is rare.
That woman is my rock.
Congratulations.
She is. She is my rock.
Yeah.
You guys will see every once in a while people duck into the concession stands on Sunday and ask her questions.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes that's my getaway
Yeah.
from the chaos, right? If I start getting a little overloaded, I step in, she walks up, pats me on the back, everything's okay. Take a couple minutes, take a breath, get a drink of water, and I'm back out to it.
I
right?
think we all do that, to be honest.
Yeah,
Hide in that
yeah.
door.
It's
just
a great,
for
it's a great
second.
place to hide.
And
Just
she's
for a
very
second.
kind.
Yes,
Very
yes.
congenial when you do. She didn't like what you doing here. She's like, you okay?
Right.
All right. What do you need? You good?
Exactly.
All right.
However, at the same time, right, we had circumstances happen last year where we had players from multiple clubs that we knew maybe we hadn't had enough to eat before our game, right? And between you guys and between us, there's always an extra burger there to slip out. She's got her tally at the end of the day. We go through and mark them off, and then we split up who's paying for them. But she's the first one to not question if you come in and say, hey, I have a player that hasn't eaten.
That's correct.
She's the first one to hand it out. She's got her mark set.
Sure.
But she's the first one out. And this is keeping in mind the fact that at the concession stand, those of you that are down at the park, you'll see that we've had to upgrade our grill to a darn trailer with 2 100-pound propane tanks.
It's crazy.
Because we are pushing out hundreds of hamburgers and hot dogs.
It's a process.
Just alone. Shout out to Matt Johnson, our grill
Matt,
master.
good job, man.
He's rocking it.
Yeah,
right?
he is.
But I digress.
It's okay.
The whole point of LYF is community.
It is.
Right? You come down to 5v5 this summer. Come down to 7v7.
Yeah.
Come down to tackle on Sundays. And Nick Sainert said it too when they started broadcasting from the ticket. Thank goodness. Shout out to DP for all the support he gives us. When they started broadcasting, Nick had never played youth football in Lincoln, right? He was a baseball kid. He couldn't imagine the show that we have going on down there, right? And more than just the talent, I mean, the different walks of life that we have down there.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, we always say it takes a village. LYF is a village.
It's a village.
Right? But so yeah, it's good times.
It is amazing times.
Right.
I have been so enamored by LYF since I've been here and been a part of it that I never say no, because it really is the bedrock of football in its totality, youth football in Lincoln, Nebraska. Not that there are not others, but the totality, the brunt, right? The workhorse, right? The plow horse is Lincoln youth football in the process. And so we challenge those of you that are hearing the sound of our voice, whether it's live or whether you see it in a YouTube.
I want to know. Jackson's over here celebrating. Who did we get?
former Husker Ty Robinson has officially been drafted to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, congratulations, Ty.
Yeah, good.
I was waiting for that. Thank you.
Yeah, we knew something was going
Sorry.
on. No, I knew something was going on. But yeah, you got to come out there. Don't be like me and sit here for 10 years and not come out there. Bring your lawn chair. Listen, folks, for those of you who know, who have kids and dads, and you're traveling with your kids that play other sports, you know the gate fees are $10, $15, $30, $40, $50 for, I think $50 for gymnastics the last time I heard.
Wow.
Right? So here's $5 that goes to a good cause, but now you can look at the talent. And there is some talent out there.
Sure.
I'm telling you, folks, that we flat out have some potential D1, D2 talent out there that kids that are developing, which now we're going to segue, my favorite word today, to what Jim and I are doing, even in Paramount Training, and how LYF is actually supporting what I'm trying to do at the grassroots level with Paramount Football Academy. So let's talk about the line camp.
Well, we talked about, you and Kwame talked about, the quarterback development and even how you have the kicking nets and everything now.
Yes.
But we also, for the last 4 weeks, did a lineman camp / competition, right? We had from 4th grade all the way through high school, came in for 3 weeks and got a lot of training,
Trophies,
right?
too.
And man, we broke it all the way back to basic.
Yeah.
Right. I had kids wall sitting for minutes on end.
Yeah.
Just because it was one of those, this is what you can do at home. Right. So we did 3 weeks of training, very affordable. And then we did a competition, which, you got trophies, but I kind of screwed you if you think about it, because I'm the kind when I coach that I don't move on to the next thing until we master the one thing. And you and I discussed that, right? And Justin White from Elks and Craig Price from Police, the three of us kind of went through and threw this together as to what we needed, right?
It was amazing.
With your help also. What we went through, and we only got through the run game. We may not even have gotten through the run game. But like I said, that gives us the opportunities to start start our own summer sessions, right?
Which are incredibly important.
Sure. But again, I'm going back to my lovely wife, but she reminds me constantly as my rock that we can't, as teachers, coaches or teachers, we can't move forward with multiplication and division unless we have addition and subtraction
You're
down.
right.
Right. We always talk at Allo. I have 8th graders that may not have the best kick step.
Sure.
Right. They don't have their pass pro down.
Okay.
But darn it, they can zone block. They can run block. They get their gap schemes down when it comes to stuff, but it's because it's the basic fundamentals of football is what you need.
But look at this. We're doing this when they're babies.
Yeah.
So it's going to get better. We're no longer waiting until the 2 weeks, 8 weeks of football.
Right.
There's no way that a coach can teach all of these things or have an organization that can teach all these things with 14 days of practice before the first game. So you have to invest during the summer in workouts, getting the reps and learning this thing. And those are the things that LYF, in conjunction with Paramount Football Academy, is being able to do, as well as other coaches are now getting these programs together where we're teaching. And that is what's going to be a winning formula.
Yeah.
What you guys did and all the kids that were there, I think it was a Saturday, Sunday, and Saturday. It was incredible. I mean, I got some great pictures. I posted them online, got tons of comments about what we're doing. And it's just going to get bigger and better as time goes on, because you have to have that.
For sure.
Right. So listen, Lincoln. So now we know we're training receivers. We know that we're training DBs through 707, tons of reps. We know that we're quarterback training. We got, I think, Tommy Armstrong, Mike Lamano. There's some other coaches that are actually training from game experience. Right. And now we have lineman training.
Big skills.
Right? Huge skills. Big
no,
boys, the uglies.
No,
big
not,
uglies.
not lineman. Big skills.
Big skill. All right. So big skill. I like it.
Little skills and big skills.
Yeah. So,
drives the specialist nuts.
Now we got kicking nets at Paramount, right? That anybody that has a kid that you're trying to develop, you don't have outdoor space, can come and get that. Now we're going to be doing linebacker training. Now we're going to be starting to do tight end training. So now all of a sudden center training. So now we're really putting it together.
The
and
question-
you'll see it at the high school level.
The question I have for you,
Oh boy,
and I'm going to spring this on you.
I'm going to keep a short answer this time.
When are we going to start our flag training for girls, for our girls flag league?
So we're working on that. I actually went and spoke at one of the high school. I'll leave it nameless. I don't know if I can say or not. But I was invited to talk to one of the high school to the girls potentially. And I know they, last I heard, I think they had 9 or 10 that had come about it. So the flag training is coming very soon. And I think that's going to be important. And hopefully I'm hoping to put a girls 707 team together as well next year.
Cool.
To compete in these tournaments that I'm giving, and I'll allow them to play down. But that's one of the things I want to do is because I think that there's not only us, I think there's tons of people out there that want to do it in Nebraska.
Well, let's while we're on the subject of girls flag, let's talk about tomorrow. Jackson, how much time? It's
crazy.
You guys got about like 2-3 minutes here.
All right,
2-3 minutes, perfect.
Be fluid. You don't need me. I'll just nod my head. That way we can get it all out. Go.
I feel like I'm doing all the talking.
No,
today.
you're doing
Wow.
good. You're doing good.
Okay, so we talked a couple of weeks ago, and Kwame was on last week about how the partnership started to start girls 5v5 flag here in Lincoln, right? We have our camp, our big camp, which is tomorrow, was originally scheduled for Beechner Field, right? With the possibility of the weather, we have been able to move the camp inside. We are actually going to Cook Pavilion. Now, I want to take a second just to mention somebody.
Okay.
Right. When we started looking for weather, okay, there was an indoor complex here in town that was willing to let us use it. We decided to go with Cook because we're on campus. We're closer to a lot of the CLC kids from Lincoln High,
Absolutely.
you know, come in. However, Kira Mendez, I've known Kira since she was a little kid, right? She played soccer with my daughter, Alexis. Kira runs the sports club here in town.
Nice.
Okay. The sports club rents Nebraska Sting for events.
Yes.
Okay. Nebraska Sting was willing to let us use their facility for nothing. But what Kira has done and is continuing to do, when we had our CLC camp, we sometimes had some language barriers, right?
Yes.
Kira's husband, Axel,
Okay.
coaches JV soccer at Northwest High School.
Okay.
Doesn't know a bunch about it. Axel's mother, Karina, is friends with my wife. Karina works for LPS.
Yeah.
She's worked at a bunch of different on the health side. Okay. Kira and Axel are coming down tomorrow to be our translators.
That's awesome.
Neither of them know much about American football, but they're coming to help. So
Isn't
I
that
want to give a
wonderful?
quick shout out in a pub to Kira Mendez from the sports club. Look them up sometime for your party rentals and everything else. They're a big help, and what they're doing is important.
Well, it's huge because the last camp that we had, there were some language barriers.
Yes, there was.
Definitely,
Yes, there was.
And I was like, okay, let's, I've been out of Texas twice, so my Spanish is broken. But at the end of the day, there were some. So this is huge, and it takes community, right?
Right. So the camp is now again from 3 to 5 tomorrow.
Yes.
On campus at Cook Pavilion.
Yes.
Okay. Make sure if you're coming and attending, if you need to sign up, go to our social medias, or you can look up Kwame got Jimpy on LPS, but look up and sign up. However, we've made this perfectly clear. You don't have to sign up. You
That's
can
right.
just show up.
Show
right?
up.
Show up for the mayor to come out.
Yep.
Again, the camp is 3 to 5. The mayor will be there at 3:30 to declare April 27th girls flag football day in Lincoln, Nebraska.
Isn't that crazy?
So yeah, it's going to be a great
insane.
time. It's going to be insane. We have about 30 coaches, and with the time crunch we have, every coach is going to have to be used. So it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of movement. It's going to be a lot of fast action.
Well, right
So-
now we have over just before the walk-ins, we have over 116, 120 girls lined up.
we jumped up to almost 150 now.
So 150.
So
And
we're
it could be more.
expecting around 200 tomorrow.
It's
going to be a good
insane.
time. Yeah.
All right, well, good. Hey, and if you're a coach out there as well, please come on out. So we talked about some key things before we go to commercial. We talked about LYF. We talked about why you should come out to the field, 225 South Street on Sundays, starting in the fall. What's the first game weekend?
First weekend. Well, practice starts early. Practice starts July 31st. I don't want to tell you wrong.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Okay, don't worry. We'll put that on
it's-
next week.
It's the week before Labor Day.
And then 7-on-7 starts Wednesday. 7-on-7 505 starts Wednesdays, May.
The 7v7 starts, or 5v5 starts Tuesday, May 25th. Or 27th, Tuesday, May 27th. And then 5v5 is on Wednesday starting the 28th. So it's Tuesdays and Wednesdays for 5 weeks.
Okay. So 7-on-7 is Tuesdays now?
Nope. 7v7's Wednesday
still.
5v5 is Tuesday.
Okay, there you got it. You got it. All right. 225 South Street in Lincoln, Nebraska. Come see us. Paramount Training Facility on 3200 23rd Street.
North 23rd.
North 23rd Street. So come out and see these things, what's happening in your community. If you're a football nut, you're a coach, if you want to volunteer your time, these are the days and times that you really should, because these kids need you and we can't get enough coaches.
Break time.
Load up on meat and more this spring at The Mercado by Certified Piedmontese, with great selections of T-bones, tomahawks, ribeyes, filet mignon, brisket, sirloin, and so much more. The Mercado has locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Old Cheney in Lincoln, where you can have $2 draft beer every Thursday night from 4 to 8 p.m. and half-price espresso drinks on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Get to The Mercado today for the best meat in town. Make plans to join 93.7 The Ticket and the Amon Green Foundation for the first annual Nebraska Esports Golf Tournament on Monday, June 9th at Wilderness Ridge. It's a 4-man scramble starting at 11 a.m. that will feature former Husker greats, including Amon Green, Johnny Rogers, Niles Paul, Tony Davis, Adam Carricker, Vershawn Jackson, and more, with great prizes and great golf. Sponsorships are also available. Email jake@theticketfm.com for more questions or sign your team up online at theticketfm.com. Early bird registration goes through April 20th, and overall registration goes through May 30th.
Bagels and Joe is the best place to start off your mornings, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. You can't go wrong with one of their great bagel sandwiches or breakfast burritos. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels and Joe.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Wrestling fans, it's time to elevate your game, just like Stevens & Smith Construction does for your concrete needs. As your full-service concrete contractor, we deliver solid results every time. From singles to doubles, fighting for inside position to scrambling reversals, we know how to pin down quality and slam expectations. Stevens & Smith Construction, a proud sponsor of Takedown Tuesdays on 93.7 The Ticket, where Husker wrestlers bring you all the action. Don't stall, Stevens & Smith Construction is here to help you build a concrete foundation for the win. Check us out at www.stevensandsmith.com, because stalling is a penalty and winning is the only option.
You don't have to cross your fingers when digging into the ground this spring. Start every project with a call to Nebraska 811 so utilities like LES can mark their buried lines and you can avoid injury and power outages.
Your new Total Wine in Lincoln has the largest selection of wines, spirits, and beers, plus totally low prices and friendly service from our helpful guides. With over 8,000 wines, 4,500 spirits, and 2,500 beers, you're sure to find your favorites and something new. You can even order delivery, in-store, or curbside pickup. Find what you love what you find, only at Total Wine & More. Now open in Lincoln next to Gateway Mall.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey, what are you talking about over there?
Huh?
I said, what are you talking about?
You know, Bill, I think it's time for both of us to get our hearing checked. We should head over to Christensen Hearing Analytics.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about them. They offer a free hearing consultation and screening, affordable hearing aid prices, and a knowledgeable staff with over 30 years of experience.
Visit Christensen Hearing Analytics today in Williamsburg Village or give them a call at 402-489-3450. Christensen Hearing Analytics. A better life starts with better hearing. Fight fans, May 3rd, Dynasty Combat Sports hosts the first bare-knuckle boxing bout ever at Pinnacle Bank Arena, pitting Lincoln's Tower Robinson against McCook's Thomas Thatcher. Additionally, MMA bouts will see champion Nate Morrow battle Nebraska City's Brett Minner. University of Nebraska wrestler Tyler Berger makes his pro MMA debut, and Hunter Green takes on Husham Zadow for the amateur featherweight title. Also, professionals Brady Minner, Sean Lindgren, Justin Weaver, and the debut of another Nebraska wrestler, Bubba Wilson. 16 fights are scheduled Saturday, May 3rd at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Fight cards subject to change. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com or at the Pinnacle Bank Arena box office.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Back to Youth Football 101 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What it do? Hey, listen, I'm your man Tank, all things youth football. My man Jim Salmon, president of LYF, works for LPS. Listen, we're here, the fastest hour in radio. I know everybody says that, but these things are fly.
Nuts. You know, Vershawn says it all the time in his show.
He?
Fastest 2 hours. He and Terrell say it all the time.
It's just fast.
Man, they ain't kidding when they say time flies.
Time flies. Hey, listen, we're going to finish this up and talk about the other segment of it. We'll get the commissioner to hook us up down the road again. But listen, so one of the things that we create, that I also create, I guess my last project is 10,000 square feet of indoor space for kids, all ages of football. And I've got some guys that are training for the pros that come in there as well with their trainers as well. But I created an indoor space that can be consistent for all. And you just got to call in and get a schedule. Some people actually have access to the schedule, depending on how often they come. But I created, I guess, in October, shout out to Jeff Richardson and Terry Neiman for kind of putting me onto this. And so I probably had 30, 40, 50 volunteers, and we put down turf, and we got free turf, and we painted it, and it's a gorgeous facility now, but it's all volunteer work, right? But the name of the point of it in being the facility is so we actually have a place that people go, hey, go there to get some training, free or cheap, right? And by the way, we never turn anybody away. So if you want some receiver training, DB training, if you're wanting
big skills
training, now we have nets for practicing kicking. If we get enough interest, then we'll actually create some space where you can come in and we'll get some more nets. So we have weightlifting. I mean, we've got it all, folks. So at the end of the day, it's really about the kids again, right?
Right.
It's about the youth. And just keep in mind, and this is not a knock, just a reality. So one of the things here that I noticed, no one had to tell me after all these years when I kind of started this as my ministry, is we don't have junior high football, right? And because we don't have it in the public system, you have kids 12 to 14 that are just not getting enough training, enough weightlifting, enough speed training to get. Now, don't get me wrong, the kids that have, those parents are doing an amazing job.
Oh, sure, there's options.
Yeah, there's options, but there are a lot of have-nots, right?
Correct.
And so at the end of the day, whether you're a have or have not, you have a place that you can go, that there's pretty much going to be activity all summer, every day, all day. I pulled in my daughter, Captain Jade Perry, from the Guard, away from her full-time job, and she is now the COO, and she's doing a brilliant job. She's actually creating a management team, and we have a space, shout out to Speedway, here downtown that we're going to move into here in the next couple of weeks. We're doing the contract now. So the point of it all is that if you look at ParamountFootballAcademy.org online, see some of the things that we're doing, call some of the phone numbers. You can always call me. I guess we can put that up. 402-310-3589. Everybody can find Jim. He can find me easily. But you don't need to let your son or your daughter go without football training throughout the course of the summer. And again, something to do. Everybody's looking for something to do. I know for a fact, being a grandfather, because my daughter hits me up and she's got plenty of money, that all these programs are expensive. I mean, her husband's a pilot. She's been in the Guard. She's been an exec. And thanks for hitting me up because the programs are expensive.
Oh, sure.
So, but we don't do that at Paramount, right? We keep them affordable. All of the money goes back to the kids as far as that's concerned. And our job is just to keep the doors open and to help football become better, right, in Lincoln, Nebraska. So at the end of the day, we want to thank you. A shout out to the tournament that we're doing out in Iowaplex and Council Bluffs. It's got, I think Rob's got 35 teams out there. It's indoors. It's absolutely amazing. Some really good talent before I came back today. So thank you for all that you guys are doing. Jackson, buddy, thank you so much for being here all the time.
Of course.
And we'll see you next week, Jim.
Come check us out tomorrow.
Come check us out.